Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed that last video. So we are back in the garage today. It's a Saturday and we are working on the truck. So brake arm for the undermount master cylinder setup. And the other cab, I think I mentioned it, had a different firewall where it was cut down lower. So the pedal would have a different throw angle. And this one's not going to have a throw, so I'm going to have to extend it. I think it'll be easier than trying to run down there and deal with getting a single part out of a kit, so it might be kind of difficult to just get this single piece anyways. I'm going to extend it probably about 3 or 4 inches, and that should be plenty. So I'm just scribing this part. Obviously I'm going to do harder than that. And that'll give us my angle I need, cut it out, and then we'll chamfer the ends really well and TIG weld it. So. Alright, so cut's turning out pretty nice. About halfway through there, and we're going to finish her up real quick.
Alright, huh? I'm going to clean it up a little bit.
Bam to the bam. So we'll weld that on. Alright, so I got these parts cleaned up and clamped in here. I think I'm going to MIG weld them. This is 3/8 steel. Kind of pushing my little TIG on 110, so I know MIG will do it though. Alright, so this is done. Probably can't tell where it was fixed very easily, but pretty straight. Alright, we got everything figured out here. It's sitting over here, square it up here where we want it. We're gonna weld it up real quick. Alright, so we're all welded up now. Alright, so we got the brake pedal painted up there and installed. Now one's waiting for the one on the other side that'll be the one for the carpet, kind of a trim piece there, and it'll seal up that hole so we won't get stuff coming through it. I'm waiting on that, and then I'll drill the holes for that and bolt those two together. Otherwise, everything's coming along pretty nice. I'm hitting switches today. Pretty cool. Can't wait to get it on the ground. Alright, time to put another ground in. So, nice and clean through the powder coat. That'll be a nice ground. And then we'll just top it off with a little paint by hand to keep it from corroding any further. Back working on the truck here. We had a little issue with the ignition switch spinning. This is a flat, obviously, and I don't want to weld on the dash even though it's getting upholstered. I don't want any splatter or something getting on the paint. So as you see there, it's got that little setup, so they're obviously a little different, but I'm going to make a washer that will accept this and the other side. So we'll start by reaming that thing out. It's kind of ugly, but alright, so I've started by basically the flat spot. I'm putting it down here flush with my vise so I can't screw up. A little trick there. So now when I ream it out, I'll keep my flat edge there on the bottom, hopefully. Alright, so now that we've got this piece fitting pretty tight, it's got a little play, but get it on there. Okay, so it's not really any play. I mean, it's pretty dang tight. So now what we got to do is, okay, so we've already established where it needs to be. So right where this flat spot is, basically I'm going to weld a little dimple on there and then file it square, and it'll sit in that little notch in the dash. So I got a little weld built up on there, and I'll grind it down. Sorry I'm not filming everything, guys. Just really busy and trying to slam this out. So alright, so I got it kind of filed here, and we're going to test fit it and then maybe file it some more. We'll see. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. here. If you can see that, that locks in there perfect. Now if all works right, our key should be straight up and down when we put it in. I'll tighten it up and we'll see. Alright, so you guys can see there, our key goes in this way. That's the way I like to do it. And we got our accessory. Voila! No more spinning key. Nice and tight. Working good. Alright guys, we're getting close on this thing. I got the battery cable installed. I didn't film that either. Actually, I did film a little bit of it. I got some of the heat shrinking I did to all those wires. Not the heat shielding to those wires, I should say. Everything's hooked up back here. That can be hooked up the fuel tank and all that. Just need to get some fluids. Put this down here for the pedal. And I also got one on both sides to kind of help seal that up and clean up the firewall down there. So it should be alright. I think we're going to probably go with the brushed. I brushed the aluminum and I brushed the stainless. And I think it goes pretty good with the flat in the engine compartment. So we might do some brushed look on this. We'll see. Maybe paint the valve covers. We'll change a few things aesthetically on it, obviously, but that's what's fun about these things. Once they're running and driving, that stuff just bolt on, and you can do that at any time and have fun with her. Hey guys, how's it going? So we're back in the garage here, and we do have all the fluids. Everything's down there. So I just want to button up a few things. I got to shrink wrap these clamps, and we are going to brush all the aluminum in here. Stainless, and kind of, I think it looks really good with the flat. So right now I'm working on this overflow. So I just took a piece of 1/8 inch steel and I mocked it up here. What I want to do here. So it's hard to see, but I'll go down there. So now I got it mocked up. I can come over here, my benders and my tubing, and try and mimic this as close as I can. I gave myself a little room for error there so I can go up and down, cut that to length when it's done, flare everything to -4AN, and we'll be ready to rock. Alright guys, so we're getting close here. I did fill it with oil, and I had a little bit of an issue. I pulled a total bonehead move. I went and changed the oil filter and didn't check, and the old gasket stuck to the motor, and I put the new filter on, double gasketed it, was cranking the motor over trying to build oil pressure, and was wondering why it wasn't building pressure. So I looked underneath, and there was about 1.5 quarts of oil on the ground. So I made a mess, but figured it out, fixed it, put oil in it, put some fuel in it. So let's see here. Let's give it a couple love taps there. Sounds good. Wheels should be done either tonight or they said tomorrow at the latest. So I hear the radiator just drinking. It's a drinking. All right, so I'll have to get some more fluid in it. Make sure it's got a burp still. All right, so I gotta mount this rear view mirror, and we could mount it to the glass and glue it there. Sorry, you know, it'd probably be fine, but right here is much better, much more solid. So what I've done is, hard to see, but taking my counter seat bit, and I have ones that are exactly sized for this taper. So what I did, if you see, you can see a little ridge on there. So they have to sit really flush. Alright guys, we're back in the shop today, trying to button up a few things. We're actually gonna change a few things on this. We decided to ditch the column shift. We're gonna put a floor shifter and a stainless steel steering column in here. It's on its way, different bracket. He wants me to get some seats in here for the interior guys, because we're not gonna go with the glide seats. It just ends up being too expensive, and I have these Lexus seats that are full power here. So what I'm doing to make them work is I started by cutting them down. This is still, I gotta weld that on. I'm gonna do some hammer work on here and get it a little smoother. So I cut them down about 6 inches, 5 inches. You can see where they used to sit up there. And I'll cut the foam down too and get them to fit. But we had to make some brackets, so I made all 4 for the sides. They're just some angle iron right now. We'll weld those to the seat bases and reinforce them. We're gonna have to drill some holes in the floor and put some plates underneath with some, basically a large area washer. And we'll bolt these things in. So I'll see what we can get done here today, and hopefully we'll get these seats in. I still got to modify the other seat, pull it apart, pull the airbags out, a few things. So, all right, so we got this tack welded here. This is what it looks like before we do any of the work, and then after it's all cut a seam down the middle, and then started hammering the metal and vice gripping it until it kind of gets that form I want. You know, it'll all be fixed with foam, you never see it, but we want it as good as we can get it here. So everything's been leveled off the floor. I made sure the floor was level, and then I put a level across here before I tack welded it. So got a good start. It's been a few days. I've been waiting on parts, and I'm still waiting on parts, but I'm gonna show you what I got going on. Wheels on. So I had to get some different studs and some stuff for that. Got a new steering column in here. It's all brushed stainless. And I brushed the steering wheel, brushed the dash. We're trying to take the shimmer and shine out of the interior here a little bit. So we got the seat belts done, and I didn't film any of this, but I had to make some mounts for them for both sides, but we got those all in. We're gonna work on the power window wiring, so I got a relay set up and some junctions. I gotta run some wire for that. The motor's pretty much brushed out now. Brushed that and cleared it. It needs to be gone over again, but it's looking good. Need to do the hinges still. So we're supposed to pull the bedwood out today. We got a couple pieces to stick in here, get those re-clear coated. A few more things to do. I'm waiting on my floor shifter from Georgia. It's supposed to be here today. It was supposed to be here yesterday. So I think that's it. I mean, there's a few little things. I do have one of the power seat motors for the passenger side was bad. That came in. I need to pick that up. What else? I think that's it. I got a bunch of empty boxes here, so that's good. So we're getting there. We're getting close. Got to have this thing out of here next week for the interior shop. So let's get back to work. All right, so our shifter finally arrived. A low car shifter here. Garage is a disaster as usual. So we got to put this together. Our shark hide came in, so when we get all our final brushing done on our aluminum and stainless and everything else, we can coat it. So I don't know if I showed you guys, but I got the relay center wired up for the power windows. Nope, so everything works. We got full power going, everything. We got 12 gauge wire running everywhere, so thick stuff. We get all the power to the motors. Alright, excuse the mess, but a lot of work going on here. So I'm just using this kind of to mock up what I think I want the center console to be shaped like. It's just a rough estimate there to get a shifter height. So I'm gonna get my pivot point right around there. So it'll be sticking up a little bit. Probably have stereo up here. No cubby hole maybe. Some cup holders. So I don't know how much we have, like 8 inches. So maybe just some water bottle cup holders. See how it turns out. We have an issue here. The nailing on cars is bad. I mean, it is. This isn't a little hail. There's pretty big sized pieces coming down here. What do you think, buddy? You don't know what to think. It's snowing in Brea. Man, our cars are gonna be ruined. Snow. What is it, Lils?
Snow. Hey, snow.
I know. There's a pile coming off the roof. Right. So happy birthday to Clayton.
Happy birthday.
They wanna have fun.
Yay! Alright, so we still gotta put all the stereo equipment in before it goes to the interior shop, but I got the shifter all here down here and it's solid as can be, working perfect, adjusted. I don't know if I showed you guys the wheels. So we got 22s and 20s. Now we need to just set this over here like so. You know, I'm gonna grab my lens. Alright, I hope you all are back here, so I hope you guys got a good view. Alright. This is the moment of truth here. Looks like laid out. Definitely tucking tire back there. We got a nice rake. Everything's looking good. Now we didn't build this thing to be obviously a frame dragger or rider. We didn't want to bring the bed up and stuff. We wanted to leave it pretty much stock chassis truck. Just got 4-link and frame graft on the front from Monte Carlo. So looking pretty good, guys. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment and give it a like if you think this thing's turning out pretty good. She'll be off to the interior shop next, and when we get her back, we'll do a full review, a full walk around of the truck. Probably take it to a couple shows, see how it does. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.